Look, it's shocking, it's distressing, it's appalling. Many of us knew David. I first got to know David when I was a lawyer here at MP. He assisted with a case of mine which affected his constituent. When I was elected in Parliament, I got to know him as a colleague MP. He was a thoroughly decent man. He was a great public servant, and I can speak, I think, on behalf of all politicians and say he was the best of us.
And it is the most recent of several tragic incidents like this over the last decade or so. Do we have to rethink the way MPs conduct their surgeries? Do we need to tighten security around those surgeries?
But when you speak to members of Parliament, politicians from all parties, they love meeting the public. They deliberately make themselves accessible to the public. They knock on doors to speak to the public and have surgeries where people can come in with any problems they have. We can't cower to these sorts of attacks. We've got to realise that literally MPs are losing their lives. 5 years ago, a dear friend of mine, Joe Cox, was murdered. 11 years ago, a dear friend of mine, Stephen Timms, almost lost his life at one of his surgeries. So I'm afraid we do have to re-examine the security given to our politicians, but we can't lose what is precious about a democracy, which is the ability of politicians to mix and mingle with the citizens, the communities they represent.